Hello and welcome to Teaching for Success Parent Engagement Series. I'm your host, Rosa Kemerembe. Today we're having a crucial conversation about building true resilience in our children, not just academic success, but that unshakable spirit that overcomes any obstacle. In our society that truly values education, we often forget life doesn't give marks or grades. The real test comes when our children face setbacks, failures, and hardships. Will they crumble, or will they have resilience to rise again? How many times have we heard, "That child is naturally clever," or "Math isn't in our family blood"? These dangerous statements suggest abilities are fixed from birth. What's the truth? The truth is every skill is built through effort and struggle. Let's consider Uganda's Paralympic hero, David Emong. After an accident injured his arm, most would have given up sports, but instead David chose to compete against able-bodied runners and won. Later, he made history as Uganda's first Paralympic medalist. What was his secret? Relentless practice and learning from every loss. This is what we call the growth mindset. Understanding that abilities develop like muscles. The more you work, the stronger they grow. When children say, "I'm not good at this," we must teach them to add the one powerful word at the end, which is yet. Teach them to say, "I'm not good at this yet." That is something that we could teach fellow adults as well. So how do we create challenge opportunities for our children? Resilience isn't born from comfort, remember. We must intentionally create productive struggle moments. They're not always just going to appear out of nowhere. So what moments can we use to create productive struggle? We can use moments like homework battles. When your child gets stuck, resist the urge to give the answers or overhelp them. Instead, ask, what part is confusing you? What don't you understand? Can you think of a similar problem that you solved before? Or what formula do you think would be best suited for this question? If you were the teacher, how would you explain this? Another opportunity could be a real-world problem-solving opportunity. Turn everyday situations into critical thinking exercises for your children. At the local market, ask them, why do some vendors sell out faster than others? Okay, why does this person, you see 3 people all selling tomatoes, but then why does this person sell more tomatoes than the other person? During load shedding, our dreaded load shedding, ask your children, how could we use this time productively without power? I'd love to know what the answers to that question would be. After news segments, how would you solve this community problem if you are the LC chairman? Parents, teachers, let's encourage our children to listen to the news so that they know and learn and understand what is going on in the world around them. Very, very important. Another opportunity would be when we are deliberating difficulties. Assign challenges for your children at slightly higher levels than their current abilities. For example, learning to cook a full meal without help. I can make a connection to that. When I was 10 years old, there was a day that my mom came home from work. I think it was holiday time, and she had a couple of guests with her, but she hadn't cooked. So she called home and let me know that she was on her way home and she had guests and she was going to come and start cooking and making lunch for all of us. But I decided, you know what? I am going to surprise my mom. So I made a watery stew of beef, a watery beef stew, and plain white rice. When my mom came home, she was so happy. She didn't care about the beef stew being watery. She was so happy. She praised me in front of her friends that she had brought home, and she was just ecstatic that I had tried, that I didn't wait for her to ask me to make this meal. This was my very first meal. I've never forgotten it. Decades later, I was so proud of myself and my mom was so proud of me. Of course, within safety limits. We don't want 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds getting onto the stove and trying to cook. But I was 10. I was 10 and very responsible as well. Budgeting their school needs for a term. Instead of just going and shopping, doing your kids' school shopping, sit down with them and say, okay, this is the amount of money that we have that's going towards your needs at school for this term. All right? Now, before we go out shopping, let's write a list and let's try and budget for each item that we need and make sure that we are able to buy the right amount of items that you need for school given the budget that we have. Okay? Researching and presenting a family topic that's fun, engaging, and interesting. So, how do we build grit through stories with our children? That ability to persevere and be resilient. Uganda is rich with resilience stories. Make sure that you share them regularly. Stories about people in our society, in our nation, in our neighborhood, in our schools, maybe even your family members. Let's look at some examples, like Fiona Mutesi. She rose from Katwe slums to become an international chess champion. And there was a movie about her as well. Our grandparents surviving hardships through innovation, local entrepreneurs who failed multiple times before succeeding. These people might be in your family or it might be you. Share those stories with your children about resilience. But stories aren't enough. Children need to see practice and perseverance. So, what can we do to help them do that? Encourage your children to do volunteer work that will teach them about life's realities, about what work ethic is and what it's like to earn your own money and work hard for it. And so they won't grow up to be entitled children. Okay? Encourage them to take up holiday apprenticeships. Talk to your friends with businesses and farms and different kinds and restaurants and get your kids in there to get their hands dirty. Okay? Don't be afraid. Don't look down upon jobs and think, oh, my kid can't do that job. I'm telling you, the kids that work early are more resilient and more successful in life. Family projects helping vulnerable community members. Introduce them to such projects. Do a project as a family. I will give you an example. Last year, I decided I wanted to go out with my adult children. And we thought, well, we could go and watch a movie together. We could go out and eat at a restaurant together. But I thought, let's do something different this time. Let's do something that would make an impact in a small way. So we went to the store, we bought loaves of bread, we bought margarine, we bought like chicken slices and cheese and lettuce and things like that. And we made tons and tons of sandwiches. We put them in little like plastic package bags. And then we went out to an area that has a lot of homeless people in our main city, where not too far, some distance from where we live, but not too far. And we gave out these sandwiches and bottles of water to homeless people. We had some left over the next day, and then we went to another area, another city, to give out these to homeless people. And it brought me so much joy. It just gave us a sense of accomplishment for myself and my kids. Just seeing the smile on people's faces when they received food to eat. Most of them hadn't had a meal, or, it was a cold, wintry day as well. So just getting that was such a blessing. Why don't we teach our children to bless others and not just be selfish and self-centered and just wallowing in maybe their fortunate life? Things are going well for them. Their parents have jobs. They have food to eat every day. They have a roof over their head. It's time to take our children out of those comfort zones and show them the reality of life. Because those people going through those things did not want to be that way, did not ask to be that way. Some people, it's unfortunate that they landed in their situations in life because of circumstances that were beyond their control. It's good for our kids to learn that anything can happen to any one of us, and we end up in those situations. So, what's your role as a parent? Our job isn't to remove obstacles, but to equip our children to overcome them. So some strategies we could try could be praise effort, not just results. Instead of saying, "You're so smart, you're so clever," I saw how you kept trying different approaches. Well done. Even if they are not successful, praise the process. Your practice is really paying off. Good job. Let's try and say things that lift up the self-confidence of our children. Normalize struggle. Okay? Normalize struggle. Let children know that life can be difficult. Okay? They might be under the umbrella of mom or dad or both. But when they get out into that big bad world, it can be a struggle. So normalize struggle. How? Share your own work challenges and how you persist and how you solve problems. Obviously, age-appropriate challenges and problems. Okay? Say, "I don't know. Let's figure this out together." Maybe power's gone. You don't know what to do. Open up to your kids. Say, "I don't know what to do. What do you think we could do?" And you'll be surprised what ideas they could come up with. Allow safe failures. Forgotten homework? Let them face the consequences of leaving their homework at home. Lost money? Don't immediately replace it. Lost bus pass? Don't immediately replace it. My older son once lost his bus pass about 3 times. And I'm like, I'm not spending this money buying you a bus pass all the time. What did I do? I said, "You're going to start walking to school now, right? Walking an hour to school." After that, he never lost a bus pass again. These are cheap lessons now that prevent costly failures later. It's not being unkind. It is helping your children to become resilient. Parents, remember, the mighty muvule tree. It grows strong by weathering storms, not avoiding them. Our children need the same. Every challenge you let them face, every problem you don't solve for them is building resilience that will last a lifetime. Share this podcast with other parents or educators and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Teaching for Success UG. Thank you for listening in. Make sure that you tune in next week for another engaging podcast from Teaching for Success. Until then, keep nurturing those unstoppable spirits.